When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Power Swabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is Ben Gordon with Power Swabs, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Power Swabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that was developed by Dr. Martin Ginniger that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Power Swabs risk-free, call 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-595-2614 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 595-2614 to take your call now. Call 800-595-2614. That's 800-595-2614. Again, 800-595-2614.
The following letters were written by our troops.
My dear fellow Americans, I truly appreciate your support. I was starting to wonder if people had forgotten about us over here, but then one of my buddies showed me this website, and now as tears are streaming down my face, I can see for sure that you haven't. Private Emily B., U.S. Army.
It's so heartwarming to see the American people not letting the men and women of the armed forces be forgotten. Your letters make a group of grown men, battle-hardened and gruff, act like a bunch of kids around a Christmas tree. Thanks. Staff Sergeant Matthew H., U.S. Army.
Your support may be the most important thing our troops can carry with them. But don't take our word for it. Take theirs. To show your support, visit americasupportsyou.mil. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Defense and the Ad Council.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. We leave no warrior behind. Wounded Warrior Project is a non-profit organization created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war. Whether those scars are physical or mental, we're here to make sure that they heal. And whether it's helping those with post-traumatic stress disorder live a normal life again, or giving much-needed support to injured warriors in veterans' hospitals. Because no one deserves our help more than the men and women who risk their lives to keep us safe. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Zinc Media. Feel the power of knowledge.
Probably should ask your grandparents if they're still alive. Or maybe your parents. Maybe they'll know what boogaloo is. Go ahead, ask them. Ask them what boogaloo is. I'm not going to tell you what boogaloo is. I know what it is, but I'm not going to tell you. Some of this stuff you're going to have to find out for yourself. When I was a kid, I used to ask my mother, when I heard a word on TV that I didn't know what it meant and what it said or what they were saying, I would say, "Mom, what does that word mean?" My mom would always look at me and say, "We got a dictionary." So I go look it up. And I remembered it better. Basically, that's how I grew my vocabulary. I would hear somebody say a word. I did not know what that word meant. And I would do my best to try to spell it in my head and look it up. I'm a terrible speller, I'll admit it. I almost always found the word eventually. It took me some time sometimes to find the word. But I tell you, all that time made me focus so that when I found it, I would remember what it meant. Unfortunately, it didn't really help me with my spelling. I didn't focus on the spelling of the word. I should have probably done that too, but I wanted to know what the words meant. And so whatever level or category of my vocabulary, and I have been told that it is rather extensive, that it is above, I didn't go to school for a master's degree or a PhD degree, but I've been told that I have a vocabulary that would be the equivalent of somebody trying to go for their PhD, who's PhD educated. And that's simply because I was always fascinated by words and what they meant. I remember one particular word. We were watching Magnum P.I. My mother loved Magnum P.I. Loved Magnum P.I. And what was the butler's name? The housekeeper's name? I know Magnum was the security person. And then there was I didn't watch the show, but the English guy who was the caretaker of and manager of the property for this author. I don't think the author ever was at that property, at least not in the show, right? I don't know. But he used the word tedious. And that struck me. I'm like, what? Tedious? And of course, the first thing that comes out of my mouth is I turn around, Mom, what is that? And she points to the dictionary. To the shelf where the dictionary is, bookshelf. So I go look it up, find out what it means. It took me, I do remember, it took me about 10 or 15 minutes because I didn't know how to spell it. So, but I found it. And the very next day in English class, my English teacher, Mrs. Crossman, who probably should have been teaching college English because she actually said our first day of class, no high school student ever deserves to get an A in English. She was dead serious. And I was always, except for spelling, I was always an A student in English. And that first semester, for the first time in my life, I got a C in English. Man, that pissed me off. So I came in one day and we were talking about something and I had to go up to her desk and I used the word tedious. And you know, she stopped what she was doing, looked up at me and smiled and said, I am sorry if this seems tedious to you, but it is something that is necessary. And as I walked away, she said, very good use of that word. That semester, I got a B in her class. Never got an A from her. For the rest of the year, I got B's. So in my book, a B for her is an A. And all because I wanted to know what words meant. That's why I say words have meaning. You just can't decide to change them willy-nilly. Sure, you could use colloquial speech and that kind of stuff and say, hey, cool doesn't necessarily mean physical cool. It means, you're somebody that's good. And bad can now mean somebody that's good. That's colloquialism. But the everyday, tried and true, I should say, government meaning of the word still stands. Well, at least until we had Bill Clinton in office. Now, all of a sudden, words aren't supposed to mean what they mean. Oh, yeah, they do. Because you can't have a just society without knowing what is just. And the only way that you know something is just or unjust is if you actually have words that have actual solid meaning. Well, the actual solid meaning now, as we see with this Oregon shooting, is that we think, or a lot of liberals think, that guns are the cause of our distress. No, guns are not the cause, but we have these gun-free zones, but they don't know what gun-free zone actually means. What it means to a criminal is soft target area. Criminals don't like to go into hard target areas. Why do you think there's never ever been and somebody said this today, there's never ever been a mass shooting where there are a lot of guns? You ever go to a gun show and see a mass shooting? No! A gun show! Ever see a mass shooting in a police station? Well, only in the movies. Why? Because everybody has a gun. Nobody's going to go into a hard target area and try to shoot it up because they're going to get shot at. They go to soft targets. And what are some of the most What are some of the softest targets in our country? Well, they are our schools of all levels, because in a lot of schools, even the security personnel don't have a gun.